Now, the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues on Charleston's Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back, Charleston, to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. I always appreciate those of you that tune into this program on a consistent basis, rely on the information within it to shape your opinion of the real estate market through my information. I always appreciate that. It's very humbling to be on this program. And it's also therapeutic at times for me. I really enjoy being able to come on here and just share my expertise with you about this real estate market and about the real estate process and educate as many people as I can about what to expect right now in this industry. What are some things that you could be doing right now if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? And one of them, good for you, is doing exactly what you're doing, which is improving your knowledge of the process and the market. So I appreciate you tuning in. I also appreciate my sponsor, Michael Santelli of Guaranteed Rate. Fantastic guy. He was on the show last weekend. We were talking about interest rates. We were talking about different loan products. Fantastic guy. Great customer service. Really knows his stuff. But here's the deal. He's also going to get you likely the best interest rate and the best cost for your loan possible. At the end of the day, he is a professional that we trust, and we highly suggest that you give him a shot if you're thinking about buying a home or refinancing. And so if you'd like to reach out to Michael Santelli and learn more about that, then the easiest thing to do is to go to our website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or give me a call, 843-345-1273, and I'll put you in touch with him so that you can learn more about his process and how he can help you. Now, we were talking about just how crazy this market is right now. And what I mean by that is, look, I like selling real estate in a market where the market is going up consistently. I also like selling real estate when the market is going down consistently. Not that I like the fact that people are losing their homes and losing equity and getting fired and banks are taking homes. Not talking about that. What I'm saying is that the market is predictable. You can give advice and hang your hat on that advice. But when a market is balanced, when there's no real fluctuation upward or downward, it is very challenging to give people advice and to create urgency. And that is one of the things that we as an industry, frankly, are very guilty of, is trying to create a false sense of urgency. Buy right now before you get priced out of the market forever. Sell right now before prices start to drop. Nothing happens all that quickly here in real estate as an industry unless the stuff really hits the fan like it did in 2008. And I have to tell you that right now, our market feels eerily similar to like 2006. And I'm not suggesting that there should be any sort of foreshadowing associated with my comments. I don't think we're on our way to another market crash like we saw a little over a decade ago. But the point in all of this is that the market is different depending upon where you are and how much your home is worth. The first-time home buyer market, anything under $300,000-$400,000 is it's so darn hot right now. It seems like every time we put a property on the market in that price range, we're getting multiple offers. And at times, we're still surprised at how much folks are willing to pay for certain properties. And so you get those multiple offers. You get those people that are like, I'll pay a little bit more than what it's worth, just so long as I get it. But then you'll have another home that's very similar to that in the same price range and area, and you'll put it on the market, and it's like, where's all the activity? Where are the multiple offers? And it really deflates that seller because naturally, as real estate agents, and we really try to shy away from this because although we have some great stats, our homes sell in 19 days and for 98.5% of asking price, the reality is, I love saying those numbers, but they don't really matter if you don't want to sell your home in 3 weeks or less. If you would prefer to at least get your home on the market because you need to sell your home in order to buy a home, but you know that in order to buy a home, you have to have your home on the market in order for that seller to take your offer seriously, then maybe you overprice your house a little bit, but you at least get it on the market. You complete that first step in the process, And then when you find something you want to make an offer on, then you say, hey, I'll get serious about dropping my price if you take this offer. There are a whole bunch of different ways to implement strategy into this process, but you have to have that conversation with your agent. You have to be strategic about this process. And you also have to understand that this is not all our, when you're a seller, not all of it rests on our shoulders as a listing agent. And here, let me explain myself, because what it sounds like is a cop-out. And it sometimes is, but not in this context. What I'm trying to help you understand is that we can interpret the market as best we can based on our experience. And when you've sold over 1,000 homes in the Charleston area, you get to deliver very realistic expectations about this market. But this market is a finicky market right now. We don't have the data that supports the trends in the market currently. In that first-time home buyer range up to $400,000-ish, yeah, properties are still appreciating. People are still getting into bidding wars. They're still making emotional decisions about that home and are willing to pay more for it so that they get that house. But then you move up into the move-up market, the kind of the middle of the road market, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. That market is shifting right now, right before our eyes. When you look at the stats for January, February, and March, for the most part, they don't look that good. It's not what we were expecting, and I can tell you that over the past 2 or so weeks, for us and for the majority of the markets that we're in, which frankly is everything in the Tri-County area, it seems like showings hit a bit of a brick wall over the past 2 weeks, and we were not expecting it. And so now we're having conversations with our sellers about what we can do about it. It's not always about adjusting the price. There are things we can do from a marketing perspective that we do proactively. We don't need your permission to work harder to sell your home. We should be doing that anyways, right? But we can implement some hacks, some strategies that don't really cost you any money or much money that can generate interest in the property. One of them is by doing a series of very small price adjustments, maybe even as small as $10. And all we're doing with that is we are force-feeding our listings to the people that are receiving email updates about new listings as they hit the market or existing listings as they drop their price. So as an example, we might change the listing price of a house by $10 a day for 10 days. And each time we change that price, we change the front photo of the listing. That is some ninja stuff right there, by the way. I will gladly reach around and pat myself on the back. But here's the deal. When you do that, and those buyers are getting those emails of everything that hits the market, whether it be from an agent or from Zillow or wherever, they subscribe to an RSS feed. They are seeing your listing every day, and every time they see it, they see the same address with a price that's $10 less and a different photo. And the beauty in that is that maybe one of those photos is the one that gets them interested. Maybe they didn't like the front of your house, but they love your kitchen or their backyard or the master bathroom or the family room or whatever it is. But if they made the judgment on your photo based on the front of your house, and that's the only thing they see, that's why we do it. I want to, with my marketing as much as possible, and I've explained this on this program before, I want to, the goal is to create top of mind awareness, but I want to force feed people information about my listings. Because here's the deal. As a real estate agent, you can either promote yourself or you can promote your listings as a way of growing business. And the agents out there that promote themselves, and sometimes what you don't see are the agents that are taking that same amount of money and promoting their listings. It's a different strategy to grow business. I personally am a fan of marketing my listings to grow my business because I want people to know that I did a good job for them. And I'm not here to say that people that market themselves aren't also marketing the listings. I want to make that distinction right now. But I would rather, the point here is that I would rather take my marketing money and promote my clients And because I did such a good job for them, they then refer me to other people. And other people see that we're doing a great job, and they proactively reach out to us because, they've seen the other properties in the neighborhood go on the market and sit on the market and then come off the market without selling, and they wonder what in the world's going on. And then when they see one of our listings hit the ground and they get a call that, from an inside sales agent on my team that says, hey, we've just listed 123 Main Street and we're really excited about it. We're committed to doing everything possible to sell that home for the most amount of money possible. Is there anybody that you know of that's considering moving to the neighborhood that you'd like to make aware of this listing? Have you yourself thought about, buying in this neighborhood? Do you currently own or rent? We go through this line of questioning and we just create this massive amount of interest, and awareness rather, about our listings. And so we call them again when it goes under contract. We call them when it sells. And I know that sounds like a ridiculous approach and that we're probably just bothering a bunch of people. And sometimes people obviously get bothered. Nobody wants the phone call, right? But we find people that do know of people that want to move into that neighborhood. They do know of people that are considering selling, so that if somebody visits our listing, but it's not the right one for them, we can say, well, hey, I know this one didn't work out, but there's actually another seller down the street that would consider selling his house for the right price. He just doesn't want to have to deal with being on the market officially. We call that shadow inventory, off-market listings, pocket listings in our industry. And we have dozens and dozens and dozens of them on my team, but we only reserve them for our clients. That's one of the benefits of working with our team. And so the sellers, see all of this activity. They see this massive open house that we do, and we get 15 to 25 people through there. They just see the activity. They see that we're doing what we should be doing to sell the property. And when we get all these showings, but we don't get offers, then we've at least helped our sellers understand that, hey, if we're going to do all of this marketing, if we're going to commit to all of this stuff, we're going to pay for the pre-listing inspection, we're going to pay for a stager, we're going to do the professional photography, maybe do a drone video, maybe do a 3D tour, all of these things that we do to market the property and to make it look beautiful in comparison to other properties. If all of that isn't working, then we need to be aware of why. It also obviously necessitates that your agent is being communicative with you about the feedback, about the changes in the market, and about what you could be doing differently to create better results. Or maybe it's just, hey, you know what? We're right where we need to be. We don't need to do anything right now. This is just a matter of time. But at the end of the day, it's all relative to what you want to accomplish as a seller. If you need to sell quickly, then you need to be aggressive with your price. If you don't care how long it takes, so long as you get your price, then you don't need to do a price reduction every 2 weeks. But again, the key word here is strategy. And if you don't have the right strategy, and if you don't have the right expectations, and you're not constantly revisiting those two topics, then it's going to create stress, and it's going to create resentment, and it's going to create an environment in which you no longer trust your agent like you should. You guys are a team. And the best clients are the ones that can confidently ask me, hey, Brian, what should we do? And they trust the answer because they know I have their best interests in mind. So that's the type of relationship that you should strive for with your agent. But you're only going to get it if they're actually going to do what they say they're going to do. And they're going to give it their best effort. And they're going to implement a strategy. And they're going to put your success before their interest in earning a commission. So I've got a lot more to say on that topic, but we're going to switch gears when we come back. So stick around. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. And remember, if you want to reach out to me to talk about real estate, you want to talk about the process of buying, selling, investing, you want to start preparing for that process, we offer a free pre-listing home inspection. We offer free staging. Obviously, we can tell you what the price should be right now so that we can start collecting all of this information and planning for the process. And if you sell and buy a home with us locally, we'll pay your moving expenses. So call us at 843-345-1273. That's 843-345-1273, or go to our website, listingsincharleston.com. BrianBeatty.com. Stick around. We'll be right back with more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA.
Hear the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show every Saturday morning at 9 and each Sunday morning at 10 on 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.